welcome back to the video. So today, we're going to tell a story while I remove my makeup. Why did I do this today? Why did I do this makeup today? Well, there is a reason, and I did it because I messed up my blush, okay? And I decided if my blush was ruined, then I might as well just ruin my whole face. So now I have, like, toothpicks in it. Isn't that cool? Isn't that just cool I can do that? That is my favorite. Okay, so I have admired it a lot of the day now, so I'm finally ready to take it off. So we're going to do that as I tell a story. So let's go. I was going to tell a bunch of stories about my family reunion I went to, like the very last one I went to, and then I realized that there's one that I have to tell immediately because I think it's so funny before I forget. Okay, this was from my family reunion. So I had this one cousin that I hanged out with a lot because I thought he was pretty cool. And we were doing karaoke. Like, all of the cousins, we're all doing karaoke, and he wasn't going to sing. And I was like, why aren't you going to sing? And he's like, well, you see, I don't feel like it. And if I were to, I would be rapping, not singing. And I was like, rapping? Okay, why don't you rap? And he's like, oh, because, gotta remove things. Isn't that satisfying? He's like, sorry. Look how cool that is. Okay, moving on. Like, why don't you rap? And he's like, because none of our family would like rapping, and it would just be weird. And I'm like, well, I like rap. And he's like, well, you're the only one. And I'm like, well, you should do it anyways. So finally, he's like, no. Just, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, you're gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure you do it. And he's like, fine. I'm gonna go over to my dad. So he goes over to his dad to go tell his dad that he doesn't want to do it and that I'm, like, crazy. Like, wow, look at this crazy person trying to get me to do this. Like, isn't that insane? Don't let her, right? So he goes over to his dad to tell him that, and he says, oh my gosh, you should rap. I think that's a great idea. So he took my side, and then he had to rap. So he finally rapped, and it was really cool, and I felt amazing, and at the end he was like, that was pretty fun, right? So later, it gets later from the karaoke, and I was feeling down because of, like, I don't know, I was just, like, bored at that moment. I was just feeling down at that moment, and he decided that it was a good idea to make me rap. Wow. Okay, so finally we started rapping, and I was totally off key because I wasn't feeling well, but at the end I felt really nice, and I was really glad we did it. So, that was a fun time. That was so hard. This was peeling on my skin. Killing me. So fast. Look at that. Okay, anyways. So finally we both got each other to rap, which, like, whatever. I guess it's even now, but, that was kind of crazy to me, and I felt really cool that I got him to rap. Okay, second story. I look like I'm about to kill somebody. I just do. Look, you caught me red-handed. Okay, so this story, I went swimming at this family reunion, right? We all went swimming. Some of us did, but some of us didn't. Right? So I did. I was one of the people who was like, yeah, I want to go swimming because I love swimming. So I was going swimming, and there was this, like, kind of raft thing that you could jump off of, but the water was, like, 8 feet deep, and I'm not 8 feet, clearly. I'm, like, 5 feet, so definitely wasn't my best idea to jump off of that. But I did it anyways. I know, isn't that crazy? Aren't I crazy? Wow, I'm so crazy. I literally jumped off this, like, really tall thing while going swimming. Aren't I crazy? Yeah, no, I did do that. Except for, I did it with a floaty on. So, like, I had this, like, tube floaty, like, around my waist, and I just plopped into the water, and it hurt really bad. And then my cousin just jumped in and dived, and she was like younger than me, and I was like, wow, I hope you don't die, because that would be really sad. And I felt like I was gonna die, and I had a floaty on, so here we are. So yeah, that was crazy. But there, I feel like I'm picking my nose right now, but I'm not. So those were like a blast. Swimming and rapping were like my favorite. Except for there was this one time everyone was sitting in the living room, all hanging out. We were having a conversation. The conversation ended, right? It ended. We sat down. We were all done. We went to like our devices and stuff and like stopped talking. And one of our cousins says, "Man, I'm gonna hate to be a teen." And I'm like, "What's up? Like, why are you gonna hate to be a teen?" And they're like, "Oh, because when you're texting, it's like such bad grammar." And I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm a little bit shocked at this, you know? Because, like, I had never thought of it that way. But, like, that was kind of insane to me. And then you had a couple of our cousins who was like, I mean, but you can, like, pick if you want to have good grammar. Clearly, I was not one of those people. Because when I'm texting, grammar isn't my biggest suit in texting. Let's just say that. So I was like, you know what? You could choose to have good grammar, or you could not. And that works too. Man, I really need to get my grammar better. Man, I look like I'm about to die. Look how many spots I have on my face. Let's talk about that. Anyways, so everyone's a little bit confused. Like, all the teenagers are a little bit confused because some of them had good grammar, some of them had bad grammar, but then you could tell, like, everyone who had bad grammar kind of just stopped and said, you know what? You can make the decision, but you're most likely gonna say bad grammar. Because that's what most of us did. And I thought that was really funny because you got to see everyone go from like, what? Like, everyone went from like, yeah, that's so cool, to like, to what? To full on just, you know what? You're right. That is a hard place to go. Nice. Man, I don't know if any of you know what I'm wearing right now, like this. But this is grease paint, and this is like gonna kill me. Single-handedly. Man, I don't even know what to do at this point. Anyways. Okay, sorry, I was trying to figure out what story I was going to tell next. Okay, so this story, we were all driving to the beach, actually. So I told you about how we all went swimming, but this time we actually, like, were driving to the beach. I look so crazy. Okay, so this time we were actually driving to the beach. Okay? And we started listening to music. And we started listening to, like, Hamilton, and everyone was, like, jamming to it, like, the whole trip there. And one of my cousins turns over to me, they say, "Do you know this song?" Which I thought was kind of a silly question, because I was, like, humming and, like, singing to it, and kind of, like, bobbing my head to it. So I thought that was a little bit silly that they had asked me that. Like, they, like, turned over to me, like, "Do you know the song?" And I was like, is it not? Yeah, I do know the song. And then they're like, oh, I have no idea what song it is. And started talking. They were like, I don't know what song it is. Do you know what it's from? And I'm like, oh, it's from Hamilton. I started answering a bunch of their questions. And then later, they stop talking. They go back to sitting. And I'm like, that was kind of weird. And then they started like humming it, like the same song. And I'm like, but you said you didn't know this song. And like, I was really confused at that moment. And then I realized that they started mumbling. The classic case of the mumbles. And I was like, mumbling? You don't know this song. And then I realized, went all the way back into kindergarten, all the way up to where I am right now, and then I realized it makes so much sense. You know when you're like sitting with a group of people and they're all singing this song, dancing to it, and you don't know the words to it, and you're like embarrassed now because they do and you don't, so you just start mumbling half of the song? Yeah. I thought I was dying over here. I was like, whoa. That was like so relatable. It's not funny how relatable that was to me. And I didn't even realize it till it was like knocking at my door saying, hello, #relatable. Man, I loved that family reunion so much. I thought that was so funny. I have so many good stories from that. So those were a few of my favorite. Just because like they were like really relatable, but at the same time kind of funny, because at first they were like really funny to me, and then they were like, whoa, actually that's just relatable. Just relatable. Man, look how okay, I'm gonna do time lapse. So I think we're gonna end this video here. After can you stop? This light keeps turning off and I have to keep turning it back on. So we're just gonna do real quick, apply some face stuff so I can get this off and it will like get off by itself. Okay. Congrats. I still didn't get it off my face. Okay, I feel like I have a unibrow right now, but like it's all the way up here, but I don't know what's up. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!